In the fast-paced world of hospitality, if you're standing still, you're actually falling behind. That's why the single most important mindset for a successful career isn't just about service. It's about a commitment to continuous improvement. So let's really break down what that means for you.
Hello and welcome. I am a hotel AI expert with extensive experience in modern hospitality operations and performance support. I am pleased to welcome all students of Europe Hotel School to your online learning journey. We look forward to supporting your professional growth in the hospitality industry.
So here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to tackle the big why the old ways of training just don't cut it anymore. Then we'll get into the how, what fuels improvement, which areas you need to focus on, and critically, the role leadership plays in all of this. It all builds up to a clear path to excellence in your career. Okay, let's dive right in with a fundamental truth. The hospitality industry, well, it never, ever stops moving. And if our training methods are stuck in the past, we're not just standing still. We're creating real problems for our teams and, of course, for our guests. And when you really look at it, it just makes sense, right? Guest expectations are constantly a moving target. The technology we use to check someone in today might be considered ancient tomorrow. On top of that, you've got new regulations and a workforce that's always changing. Last year's training manual, it's pretty much out of date the moment it's printed. This really gets to the heart of it. The old way was a one-and-done training day that quickly became irrelevant. A one-size-fits-all approach just doesn't work. The new way, the right way, is dynamic. It's built to be constantly relevant and effective because it's designed to respond to what's happening right now in the hotel.
So, if our training needs to be dynamic, what's the engine that drives it? Well, it's data. Real meaningful improvement isn't about guesswork or just a gut feeling. It's about turning solid information into smart, intelligent action.
And this is absolutely crucial. This isn't about changing things just for the sake of it. Continuous improvement is a system. It's a deliberate, data-driven process with one clear goal, making everything we do more effective and have a greater impact. So where does all this great data come from? Well, it's a full 360-degree view. A huge chunk, as you can see, comes directly from the learners, the people on the front lines. Then you've got valuable input from supervisors who see how the team is performing day to day. You also have the hard numbers, the performance metrics that show the actual results. And, of course, the expert eye of the trainers themselves. It gives you the complete picture. This brings us to the improvement cycle itself, which is a really simple but powerful loop. Step 1, you gather all that great feedback and data. Step 2, you dig in and analyze it to find those actionable insights, those aha moments. And step 3, you implement informed refinements. Notice that word, refinements. We're not talking about a radical overhaul every week. It's about making smart, targeted improvements based on real evidence. Okay, so we've got our fuel, all that data. Now, where do we point that energy to get the biggest impact? We focus on 3 foundational pillars of any effective training program. Pillar number 1 is content review. This is the what of your training. Think about it. Are your service standards the same as they were last year? Has your property management system been updated? If your training content isn't constantly reviewed for accuracy and relevance, you risk teaching people the wrong way to do things. The second pillar is all about the delivery method. This is the how. A purely classroom-based approach, sitting in a room for hours on end, might not be the most effective way anymore. With all the new learning technologies out there, blended approaches that mix online learning with hands-on practice can seriously improve how engaged your teams are and how easy it is for them to access the training. And finally, our third pillar, industry benchmarking. It's so easy to just get stuck in our own bubble, right? That's why it's not enough to only look inward. You have to look outward. How do your training practices stack up against the best in the business? Benchmarking makes sure you're not just improving, but you're also staying ahead of the competition. But here's the thing, you can have the best data in the world, the smartest processes, and it can all fall completely flat. Why? Because at the end of the day, continuous improvement isn't just a process, it's a culture. And culture, well, that always starts at the top. For this kind of culture to really take root and thrive, leadership has to be all in. That means dedicating the resources, the time, the money, the people. It means creating an environment where change is seen as an opportunity, not a threat. And maybe most importantly, it means genuinely valuing employee feedback, showing everyone that their voice matters in this journey towards excellence. This really says it all. A leader's number one job is to build an environment where making things better, refinement, is welcomed, not resisted. It's about creating psychological safety, a space where people feel comfortable saying, hey, I think we can do this better without any fear. That right there is the mark of a true learning organization.
So let's bring this all together now. As we've seen, continuous improvement isn't some task you just check off a list. It is the path to excellence. It's what transforms training from a static, one-time event into a living, breathing, dynamic system.
And the results of adopting this mindset? They're powerful. Your training programs stay responsive and credible because they reflect what's happening right now. You create a dynamic system that constantly adapts and gets better. This directly fuels the long-term success of the entire organization. And for you personally, it means continuous professional growth, keeping your skills sharp and relevant for your entire career. So, as you move forward from here, I want you to keep these principles in mind. The real question isn't if you'll face change. You will. The question is how you will lead through it. So ask yourself, how will you be the one to champion a culture of improvement? Because ultimately, your ability to answer that question will define your success and the success of every single person you lead.